Boop 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 boop. Good morning, it is I, your host, Pogo Kiddo, with yet another exciting, enlightening episode of Redstone Lapis Lazuli. Hello, good morning, yes. Happy 4th of July. It is that special day. 244 years old, this republic. That's pretty crazy, right? That's pretty wild. We will get into that, but let me play some Minecraft first, right? Look at my map here. This map is outdated. Look at that over here. This is the old iron. This is the iron farm, right? And here's the building. Yeah. But here, let me update this thing. Oh my goodness, it's totally changed. It totally changed. So now there's the jail. The jail is back. And there's this big blue square and a bridge. Okay, so let me turn around and show you what I've done. Yeah, I put in an iron farm. I moved the iron farm. Where the iron farm was before was no bueno. I did not like it. No bueno. No bien. Because it was out there. It was it wasn't a very efficient iron farm, and I couldn't see it, and it just wasn't. And then but that wasn't the worst of it. The worst of it was I was a bad designer, and I stuck lightning rods on the roof of the building, thinking, I want to save my people. But the problem was I put the lightning rod like so close to the people, to the villagers, that the lightning like struck them repeatedly and turned them all into witches. I mean, witches, they don't make iron golems, number one. So that's a bad thing. And number two, they despawn if I'm not there, which means they all went away. So when I went to check on the iron farm, it was empty. I felt so foolish. So I resolved to make an iron farm that works. And this is the result. And after immense testing, I believe it's working. I have the poppies turned into bone meal, which is fantastic because that ties into something else I'll show you in a bit. Okay, I have all my villagers in there making tools. The deal is, you see them, they're all angry. All those angry clouds. It's because they can't sleep. They have to stay awake, and that makes them angry. I don't care. It works. It makes iron golems consistently. So they can be mad. They should be mad. You can't sleep anymore. Okay. The other thing I had to take care of was that I still haven't gotten anywhere with my stained glass window project. That's because the thing that's been stopping me was the lack of dye. I have no colors in this world. This is world number 2. So everything I made here back in the old base is like the prototype. It's a real bad version of the thing I need to make. So in this world, I never made a flower, a dye farm. And you can see it's working right now. See, and it plops into there. Here, let me show you. The iron golems drop down. They get finished off by the lava, and their items drop into the water stream and then deposited into the item sorted water stream to continue along their merry journey of being automatically sorted without me having to do anything. I love it. Okay, I was talking. Oh yeah. I didn't have a flower farm. I had no way of making dyes, and so I had to go make a flower farm. So I got a flower machine, and I forget who designed it. I gotta go look it up again. But basically, you dump in a bunch of bone meal here, like a ton of bone meal, and you stick in the flour that you want here, and then it will automatically on this side bone meal all of them, and then just create endless flowers. And really, I only need red, white, and blue, or red, blue, and yellow. I can make a lot of the other colors that way. But then I need green from cactuses, and then white, which is from bone meal, and black dye, which is from squid. And then I'm missing brown because I need cocoa beans for that. So, and I have some back at, I don't have a jungle here, but I have some back at my old base. But yeah, then I can make, once I can get some colors together, I can start making the colors and then can start planning on what I want to actually make here. But now I've got two windows, you see? Because I've broken down, I took down that iron farm here so I can see this direction. The beacon I've got to probably move, but you know, that's cool. Yay! So that's another thing, right? Okay, and then the other problem was that I've been using a lot of like rockets because I fly around a lot. So I made a real basic sugarcane farm. This is like the most basic sugarcane farm you can get. It's basically sugarcane with a piston and an observer on top, so that when the sugarcane reaches all the way to the top, it'll fire off the observer. Here. Can you not jump up? Nope. It has to be from here. Okay. It'll fire off the observers back there, which will shoot off this redstone line and power all of the pistons. Ah ha 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 ha. So all the pistons fire. And then a minecart comes and picks them up. Underground. Blah, blah, blah. And it works really good because I don't have to do anything. Again, I just chill. I just relax. That's what I like about this game. You can relax and do nothing and still have stuff be done for you. Okay. Oh, sunrise is coming. Well, eventually. Also, what I've learned, a few other things, is that I can have to tweak my settings a lot in order to get good performance to do stuff. But once I figured it out, it's amazing. It feels like it's a new machine. Golden sunrise. So that right there, that little blop is like some ruins. And then right next to it over there, underwater, is an amethyst geode, so that means I want to make a farm here. So I need to get obsidian to make a gold farm and a creeper farm and whatever farms else I want. So that's a second AFK spot right there. But yeah, I really like the way this turned out. Like, this just feels amazing to me. Although I kind of want shadows, right? My own shadow. Like, it's like, am I even here? I don't have a shadow or a reflection. Like, that's kind of weird. That makes me kind of strange, but yeah. Um. Yeah. Okay. So today is the 4th of July. It is the anniversary, the 444th anniversary of of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, where yeah, where the colonists decided that their freedom and liberty was inherent. It was given to them by God, and that it is not just for a king or a government to impose its rules on a free people and not give them any kind of representation. So, uh, that's that was great. What a great idea. But I think about like the Big Bang. Think about the Big Bang. What does the Big Bang say? What's that theory? Like in the beginning, the whole everything universe, the stars, the black holes, all the stuff, whatever, like that wasn't even there yet. All the stuff, all the stuff was condensed into one tiny point. And then that tiny point exploded, expanded. And then and it's endless and it's expanding. And then it tells this whole story about what happens inside of that. But then I'm like, or a lot of people, they're like, okay, but what is the universe expanding into? Like, what's outside the universe, right? If it was all in a point and it got bigger in relation to what? Itself? Yeah. So I come back to the creation of the United States. Yes, the United States, our founding fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation. So there's a little point and it expanded into what? Into what? That's the story inside the nation, but what about outside the nation? So my mom did a little one of those ancestry.com things and did some DNA digging. Like I didn't do it, right? But she did. So that's almost like half of me decided to do it. And I found out some pretty like amazing stuff. Well, amazing to me. Amazing to me. Like I gotta look up his name again. Because it's kind of tricky, the whole thing. But basically I'm like traced back to the founders of Quebec. And Canada just had their Independence Day on July 1st. So my ancestor was a soldier who was here to fortify New France from the natives, from the first from the people who lived here. But he didn't go out on seek and destroy missions. he uh he uh he stayed at the in the town and like built stuff. And then in France, well, okay, so in Quebec, like if you're a colonist, like it's a bunch of men. There's only men there. So some guys didn't want to stay there very long. They were there for a little bit and they're like, I'm tired of being here. I want to go back. There's no women here. I'm going back. So that was a problem. So the king of France is like, all right, I gotta like figure something out. He's like, I'll pay women. I'll put together a bunch of women who go over there for the express purpose of marrying colonists, so they stay there and don't come back. So my other ancestor is one of these daughters of the king who went over to marry my soldier ancestor and start Quebec. And if you've been listening to the news, they're finding all these mass graves of native children, of First Nation children. Mass graves that were taken from their parents and brought to these schools, but they were like murdered. They were killed. It's like a concentration camp. It was murder through neglect. It's like the same way they killed Anne Frank, right? Murder through neglect. They didn't actively murder Anne Frank, the Nazis. She died from typhoid, which is a treatable disease. You know what? But those native kids, they might have died from like beating. They might have. A broken heart for sure. I mean, like, gosh, how traumatizing for a kid to be ripped away from everything you know and shoved like and put into an alien world. That's horrifying. Never to see your parents ever again. That's horrifying. And look at me. I'm a part of it. So that does impart upon me a certain level of responsibility. The numbers being reported don't count all the babies that were burned into ashes, or the ones who never made it all the way home after running away. That's just what they can prove. The rabbit hole goes much deeper. Who's this artist? Okay, but you know what? Canada has something that we don't. Hold on. Canada has something Well, a lot of things that we don't. But one thing that is pretty important that I think we should take note of on is single payer healthcare. They have healthcare and we still don't really have healthcare. Like, what's the deal? This cartoon I think is fantastic. So over here, off to the right over here, you have people trying to figure out how to do the healthcare, like individuals' medical expenses, a tax, millionaire tax, Medicare Plus, cuts, Medicare, Medicaid, co-ops, subsidies, high value policy tax, insurance companies, big employers, tax, state plans, small employers. Like, they're making it super, super, super complicated. When really, all we got to do is like this: single payer. It's really, really simple. It's really easy. I think the problem is the United States is a bunch of states. We're 50 different countries all trying to like hang together. That's the idea, right? We're 50 different countries. We're trying to hang together. That's the nature of fusion. Fusion doesn't. In fusion, the atoms don't want to hang out together. They try real hard not to be next to each other. That's why you need this giant plasma thing, and well, you need a big. Okay, you need to get it. Okay, in order for fusion to work, you need to get the stuff so hot that the things have no choice but to melt. But when you get something so hot that things have no choice to melt, how do you hold it? If the thing you're holding has no choice but to melt, the thing holding it is probably going to melt too. Right? The whole thing's just going to melt down. So in order to make this happen, they can't touch it. So they have to make it levitate. The only way we can make things levitate is with magnets. So they have to use super magnets to hold this plasma together, to induce these atoms to fuse together, because they really, really, really don't want to. But if they do, it releases a ton of energy. You get ridiculous amounts of energy if you can do it. You get stupid amounts of energy. I mean, you're the sun at that point. So the United States is trying to get all of these 50 separate states to hang together. And it's really, really, really hard to do. And maybe that's why. No, that's not really why. Really, why is because the powers that be, the very, very rich people, don't want it to happen. They're making money right now. And if things change, they'll stop making money. It's always the same. Follow the money. Look who's benefiting from the current system, and see why and then you'll see why it is that they resist any kind of change. It's because they benefit from the current system. So here, let me go give you an example of that, right? I love eating meat. I'm sorry. I love eating meat. I love the taste of bacon. I love the taste of hamburgers. I love the taste of chicken and turkey. I mean, it tastes good to me. I love fish. I mean, it tastes good. That's right. I mean, because biologically it's supposed to. Like I'm wired to think that, to believe, to like enjoy that stuff. So I don't want you to say, but at the same time, I recognize that our current way of living is unsustainable. We can't do it. We can't keep doing it. I can't keep doing it. Like, I'll eat a hamburger every once in a while, like, well, probably more than I should, but really I should stop. Here, let me get into this. So, cows are the new coal. The emissions from agriculture and related land use are on a level with the greenhouse gases emitted by the EU, US, and Japan combined. So this is like no joke. We knew this back in 1997 from Cornell University. 1997. The U.S. could feed 800 million people with the grain that livestock eat. Like, we would eliminate world hunger if we would stop feeding, instead of feeding the food to animals and then kill the animals, instead we fed the food to humans. Oh, wait a minute, too far. Okay. Tracking food animal production from the feed trough to the dinner table, Pimentel found broiler chickens to be the most efficient use of fossil energy, and beef the least. Chicken meat production consumes energy in a 4-to-1 ratio to protein output. Beef cattle production requires an energy input to protein output ratio of 54-to-1. Lamb meat production is nearly as inefficient at 50-to-1, according to ecologist analysis of U.S. Department of Agriculture statistics. Other ratios range from 13-to-1 for turkey meat and 14-to-1 for milk protein, to 17-to-1 for pork and 26-to-1 for eggs. So that's talking about the amount of energy it takes to get for 1 unit of energy. You need 54 units of fossil fuel to get 1 unit of cow. 54 bits of fossil fuel to get 1 bit of a cow. That's unsustainable. That's like stupid. That's just dumb. That is outrageously dumb. What a waste of resources. But you can tell this guy isn't like super cool. Well, I don't know. Maybe back in 1997 people didn't know. I don't know. But he's like saying broiler chickens. Dude, the life of a broiler chicken is awful. Like, it's horrible. Like it's horrible. You're like, aren't they like in a cage and they can't move ever? And they're just fed antibiotics so that, like, because they're like in a horrible condition, so they would be like diseased, but they can't get diseased because they've been pumped full of antibiotics, so they're all mutated and have a horrible existence. Yeah, sure, you can get the most efficiency out of it because you have the least regard for its life. Like, oh my gosh, those broiler chickens have like but this is just saying using animals for protein is dumb. It's like a stupid way of getting food. Because it's killing the same way that we're killing our environment. The heat dome is how we say the heat dome is related to fossil fuels. Well, fossil fuels is poured into our food production. So like that's something we got to be thinking about. So look at also, livestock are directly or indirectly responsible for much of the soil erosion in the United States. On lands where feed grain is produced, soil loss averages 13 tons per hectare per year, whatever. More than half the U.S. grain and nearly 40% of the world grain is being fed to livestock rather than being consumed directly by humans. So we're like burning food, wasting food. If all the U.S. grain now fed to livestock were exported, and if cattlemen switched to grass-fed production systems, less beef would be available, and animal protein in the average American diet would drop from 75 grams to 25 grams per day. But that assumes perfect distribution. a lot of like my cats eat like meat byproducts, like my pets. I have 2 cats. I didn't get them because like I wanted a pet. I didn't go buy them. I rescued them from a shelter. Well, I rescued both of them. I took one off the hands of a dude who couldn't take care of him, and I rescued another one from the Humane Society. And like, yeah, I have to take care of them now, and they need meat, and they eat meat byproducts from our meat system. So whatever, but they have to eat meat. But us humans, we don't need to eat meat. Oh yeah, here I was getting like, if we cut out meat, it would assume that the average American diet would drop from 75 grams to 25 grams per day, but that's not true. Only the poor people would lose access to meat. Rich people would still be eating their 75 grams of meat per day. You see what I mean? So, in order to take care of that, you need to tax the rich. Back and forth like a swing, you see? Ah, I like this. This is like so much fun. It's like a swing. Whee! Up and down. Up and down. Oop, okay. It's like that, yes. Okay. Oh, wait. You didn't see anything I did. I was going like this. Up and down. Oh! I crashed into a tree. I wasn't supposed to do that. Okay. I totally screwed this up. My visual was all messed up now because I forgot to take down my graphic. So they're up and down like a swing. Up. Yeah, I would do this for like an hour yesterday. It was like being like on a swing, like a kid again. Ow. Except sometimes I don't do it right. Okay. Avoiding meat and dairy is a single biggest way to reduce your impact on Earth. From 2018, Damian Cardigan. Because cow productions, more than 80% of farmland is used for livestock, but it produces just 18% of food calories and 37% of protein. So it's a waste. It's terrible. It's a terrible use of our land and of our money. Beef results in up to 105 kilograms of greenhouse gases per 100 grams of protein. Like, it's such a ridiculous like waste. While tofu produces less than 3.5 kilograms. Like, it's way better to eat tofu than beef. Like, anything plant-based is better than almost anything meat-based, especially beef. Look at that ridiculousness. Like, So the problem is our greenhouse gases are methane, which comes from cows, nitrous oxide, I don't know where that comes from, and CO2, it's going up like nonstop. Like, do you know how hot it's been here in the Pacific Northwest? Here's our like average daily temperature from 1979 to 2021. During our heat wave, look at those three. That was like on the record, and then these two blew past the record. And we're still moving upward like a rocket in greenhouse gases. Like, do you see why I'm kind of freaked out? Okay, what else do I got? So, so there's issues with the environment. Then we have to talk about issues inside the United States. Remember the January 6th insurrection? This guy's holding a Police Lives Matter. And he's saying to the police, fuck DC police, fuck you. Yeah, those insurrectionists, remember them? Here's a readout of what's happened. This is a cop that got dragged out. Remember the scene where the Trump supporters were all massed in front of that arch, that arched window, or that doorway, and the cops were in the doorway shielding it, and they grabbed one of the cops and they dragged him out and they beat him. They dragged him out and they took all the stuff and beat him. This is talking about that. Terror. But the human tide keeps carrying him farther out. Bloodlust around Fanon now. Feral screams. He is hit with a stun gun in the back of the neck. Then the shoulder. Agony. The terrorist mob roars its approval. In the archway, the cops are besieged, entirely unaware that Fanon is missing. Officers Albright, Caldarella, Leslie, and Sharp are hit with batons, poles, spray, as Fanon is stun-gunned a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time. His screams drowned out by the crowd. Then comes zap number 6. This time, he drops, flat on his back. The mob descends like piranhas. Thomas Sickbick rips Fanon's radio clip off, then Fanon's badge. Another rider rips Fanon's ammo clip. They all keep reaching for his gun. Riders around Fanon. Kill him with his own gun! Kill him with his own gun! Fanon. I've got kids! I got kids! The assault continues. Fanon, losing consciousness, keeps his hand on his gun. The crowd noise is deafening. Then, his chest seizes. A heart attack. And then he passes out. Fuck DC police. Fuck you. Oh, okay, guy, I see. All right. Yep. Insurrection. Lulu. Prejudice and predetermined thinking cause cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is an essential part of the deception process, especially among the general population and political leadership. Ignoring vital information because it does not fit the preconceived image of the outside world and its opinions and theories leads to cognitive dissonance. So, these people are going to overthrow the United States government and attack police officers, killing 2 or 3 or 4 of them. I don't even know anymore. Killing a bunch of, like, at least attacking a ton of them, and they would have killed them if they could have. And it's because their leader told them a gigantic lie, and they ate the whole thing up. And so even though they had to overthrow the government, even though they were doing the opposite, everything in the world was opposite of what they believed, because it contradicted what they believed, they disregarded it. They totally ignored the fact that they were overthrowing the government because it didn't fit in with the idea that Donald Trump gave them. And the idea said that, no, you're saving the government by attacking the government. So they ignored it. They just ignored the fact that they were attacking police officers. That's the power of cognitive dissonance. It's super powerful. See, Trump would both soothe and incite his audience's fears with his repetition of the word siege. It's all part of his influence formula. Repetition, us versus them, and fear-mongering. Conditioning is a method broadly used in the military, politics, but also in advertising. The conditioning works by repetition. Repetition serves both to influence those who are ignorant, imprinting the propagandist's message onto a blank template, as well as those who believe differently, but whose views might be changed through consistent, persuasive propaganda. An essential lesson of linguistic context. Popular perception can overwhelm truth and accuracy in establishing a communication connection. Or, in plain English, it's not what you say, it's what people hear that matters. That's how come Trump can say attack the Capitol without saying attack the Capitol. So Bishop Talbot Swan made an interesting point, a very interesting point here. A lot of times the Confederates, the Confederates want to make a martyr out of Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt is the terrorist. She tried to overthrow the United States government. She's a traitor. She pledged allegiance to the United States. She swore an oath to defend the Constitution. And now, through her actions, she attempted to overthrow the Constitution. She betrayed her oath. She is a traitor. She's a traitor. Why would she do such a thing? What would compel her to betray her oath to the people she serves and try to overthrow the Constitution? What would cause her to do that? Cognitive dissonance. Her leader implanted into her brain that what she was doing, contrary to what everything said to her, what she was actually doing was saving the government. Contrary to what the police kept telling her over and over again, go away, get out, stop. But she ignored all the police because in her brain, because the commands of the police didn't jive with what she had in her brain already, implanted by Donald Trump. So she was able to ignore what the police said. When that guy pointed that gun at her and told her, stop or I'm going to kill you, she didn't believe it. It didn't jive with the idea that she had in her head already, implanted by Donald Trump. Therefore, Bishop Talbot Swan is absolutely correct in saying that Donald Trump is the one that killed Ashley Babbitt. You must execute Donald Trump if he's guilty of treason. 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 Yeah, because he is. I got all the flowers here. I got all the colors. Well, I need brown. Let me go get brown. I gotta fix this door. This is annoying. Okay. What's this other thing that I was talking about? Oh yeah, remember a couple of weeks ago when I talked about how measuring testosterone in women was a bad way of distinguishing, and I said, why don't we switch to weight classes, because measuring testosterone is going to be a bad idea. And what happened? Exactly that. Nambian female athletes disqualified from Olympics due to naturally high testosterone levels. They didn't do nothing. They're being their natural selves. They didn't do nothing, and they got kicked out of the Olympics for not being womanly enough. Well, wait a minute. when reality doesn't jive with your standard, you don't ditch reality, you ditch your standard. Like, that's that's crazy. That's crazy to kick out women because they don't match your arbitrary standard for womanness. It's an arbitrary standard. It's an arbitrary standard. Not everyone is as sensitive to testosterone as everyone else. Some people are extremely sensitive to hormones. Some people are not at all sensitive to hormones. That's just the way humans work. So to set a hard limit to decide this is what it means to be a woman fails. That's a failed standard. That's a broken standard. Your standard is terrible. Get rid of it. But look at how many ways the broken standard has come about. I don't even know her name. I'm gonna go look it up because that's respectful of me, at least. Let's see. U.S. runner banned for marijuana. So, F Biden. Fuck Biden. Rules are rules. Fuck you, Biden. What's her name? Shari? Is that Shakari Richardson? Shakari Richardson. Shakari. Is it Shakari or is it Shakari? Shakari Richardson. That's such BS, dude. That is utter BS. That they kicked her out of the Olympics for that. That's ridiculous. Are you saying that marijuana is a performance-enhancing drug? Is that what you're saying? Because if that's the case, then we've got a whole history of imprisoning millions and millions of people for nothing. If that's what you're saying. If you're saying marijuana is good for people to use, that's why you banned her? Because you gave her an edge? Oh, see? The more this comes around, the more I think that these arbitrary standards are not really about preserving the sanctity of the sport, but enforcing white supremacy. Because cannabis prohibition all began due to white supremacy, in order to attack Latinos and Black Americans. That's it. I mean, so basically, we're kicking Sha'Carri Richardson out of the Olympics due to racism. Wow, white supremacy. Wow, at least white supremacy. They kicked her out due to white supremacy. What's up, Fox? How you doing, dude? Yeah, Drano's blocked off. I need to fix Drano one day. Like, yeah, that's just a perpetuation of when you want to talk about critical race theory, there we go. That's a perfect example of critical race theory. Years ago, in order to maintain control or to attack black jazz musicians and Latino migrant workers, individual states outlawed marijuana, not for health reasons, but they said back then it made you crazy, it made you lazy. Now they're saying it's a performance enhancer, but back in the day it said it made you lazy and crazy, or it gave you superhuman strength. Like, they can never really figure out what it did, but it didn't matter. All they needed was an excuse, a law to target black Americans and Latinos. And fast forward to today, 100 years later, and they're using that same logic in order to stop black excellence again. Yeah, that's the perpetuation of white supremacy via institutions. That's exactly critical race theory. Exactly. Biden saying rules are rules. Critical race theory. He is perpetuating white supremacy. President Biden is perpetuating white supremacy. The whole thing is racist. It's racist. Marijuana laws are racist. And to kick Sha'Carri Richardson out of the Olympics for marijuana in a state where it's legal is racist. To kick out those Nambian athletes, women athletes, because of their natural testosterone levels is racist. It's racism perpetuated through laws and through a system, through an institution. Exactly critical race theory. Exactly. Fortune work? Oh no, I only have like a few. To plant a bunch. Oh no. Broken ass machine doesn't even work anymore. Okay, plant a few so I have some for next time. Really, I should get a jungle tree. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get a jungle tree and plant it at my other base. Stay there. Isn't that pretty? I mean, I just can't get over how good it looks. That it managed to, like, with the ray tracing. Like, I thought this would make it choke. All these reflections and all these lights, I thought it would make my video card choke and stutter. But nah, it's just like butter smooth. It's so pretty. Anyways, here, stop oohing, awing. I need jungle trees. Yeah, all of them. All of them! Oh, I have tons of them. Don't even worry, dude. Do I have any more cocoa beans around? Yeah, I got tons. Alright, here. Let me go plant some of these on my other tree and then take some back and plant it over where I'm living now. Doom, boom, boom, boom. Let's execute Donald Trump. 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 Bum, bum, bum. Execute Donald Trump. Execute Donald Trump. Ba, ba, ba. Execute Donald Trump. Execute Donald Trump. Ba, ba, ba. Execute Donald Trump. Execute Donald Trump. Ba, ba, ba. Execute Donald Trump. Execute Donald Trump. Ba, ba, ba. Execute Donald Trump. Oh, that was a quick growth. Okay. Oh no, only 6 left. Oh no, did I take it? Oh no, I actually planted all. Wait, now then, cocoa beans. So few left. So few cocoa beans. I have to plant them. Okay, go back and plant them. Failure to punish insurrection invites further insurrection. Get out of here, punk. Oh, I missed him. Oh well. Alright, whatever. I don't care. I'm out of here. Did you see the ocean's on fire? Ocean's on fire, ocean's on fire. Oil production, ocean on fire. Ocean's on fire. The ocean's on fire. OPEC share of world crude oil reserves. They own like 80% of it. OPEC owns like 80% of the oil. They do not want the world to stop using oil. These people do not, but look who's got it all. Saudi Arabia, Iran. Well, I mean, Iraq, Venezuela, look at that. But that's dirty oil. That's the problem. Saudi Arabia oil is like the best in the world. It's like light, sweet crude. It's like the easiest. You don't have to process it. Venezuelan oil is like terrible. You have to really, really, really process it to get it to be any good. But in any case, we gotta stop burning oil. Where am I gonna plant these trees? Will it just grow anywhere? Put it out here. A super tree. Away from the lava. Right, now I need bone meal to make it go. Look out, cow. Look out. Look out. Oh, no, cow. It's pretty good. I'm thinking another one. It says no. Oh, it says yes. Okay. Ta-da! Okay. I will now grow cocoa. And then I'll have brown. And then I'll have all the colors. And then I can move on to the next stage of my plan. Oh, that's the thing about Minecraft. To do anything, you don't even understand how many steps take to get to each part of these things. It takes so many steps. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm not a very good Minecraft player and other Minecraft players can like do things like instantly quick, but me, not so easy. It takes me a while to like piece everything together. Like, I got the iron thing taken care of, that's cool, but now for if I want to make a gold farm, I need a bunch of what's it called? Obsidian. So I'll take this iron that I got now, I'll make a beacon over in the end, and then mine the end towers for their obsidian. Then I'll come back here and go over there and make a gold farm and a gold farm, well, and a amethyst farm and whatever farm I can. And then when I have a place over here, that place over here, this is like the ruins, but over here under the water, there's that geode. And I'm like trying to expose. I'm working to expose all the budding sites. Yeah, I guess. Then I got distracted and I didn't come back here. I was doing it and then I got distracted. But basically these grow real slow. So in order, I need to be here for them to grow. If I'm gonna be here, I want to farm something else, like gold or mobs or like anything. Anything if I have to sit here in the middle of nowhere. And basically I turn the middle of nowhere into a something, into a somewhere. And when I have a somewhere, then I can make a rail line and have a reason to make a train station. You see how like it builds on itself like bit by bit? Oh, but it takes so long, especially as one person. If I had two people, I'd already have another place to go to, and I'd have a reason to make a train line. But I'm only one person doing this, so it's like a lot harder. Swim, swim, swim. Yeah, I mean, it's like pretty, but dangerous. Okay. Oh, and then there's these things. I need to go back. Okay, real quick. I'm gonna shoot off these fireworks. I've got fireworks. Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. Yay, yay, yay. Ooh. What hit me? I think it was a phantom, and I just shot it with a rocket. Ha 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 ha, phantom. That's what you get. Ouch. Okay. I'm gonna kill myself if I keep doing that. A little chill out spot. I saw one of the Hermitcraft guys do this, and I'm like, oh, how nice, little chill out spot. Come on, Phantom, come on down. There you go. Come on, come on, come on. You know you want to. He's like, no, the campfire keeps me away. Yay! I like these fireworks. They don't start fires. This is fun. You can add diamonds to them, but man, I don't want to spend diamonds on a firework. All right. Yay, out of fireworks. Okay. Here, let's walk. With this nifty little bridge I made. That item sort of looks just like cool. Okay, what else do I got? Nothing. Real quick on the news, I guess. They're starting to indict people for conspiracy, and they're moving closer to Roger Stone and the bigger players, in the January 6th insurrection. I don't know what else to like. So that's happening. But at the same time, Donald Trump is trying to rally his people. He's spreading the big lie, getting in their heads that false idea, so that when they receive like information, they can throw it away. So he's brainwashing people. He's really good at brainwashing people. I don't know. Just keep your eyes peeled. Oh! Damn it. Yeah, just I don't know. I don't know what to say. We have to hold it together because we're giving birth to something bigger than ourselves, bigger than anything this world has seen as of yet. Multiracial democracy is something bigger than this world has seen. And that's why we are facing such incredible opposition. But if we can hold it together, we're going to unleash incredible potential, incredible amounts of energy. We just got to hold it together. Avoid a shouting match. Remember that the radical right requires a culture war, and shouting is the discourse form of that culture war. Civil discourse is the discourse form of nutrient morality. Nutrient morality. If you win a victory when the discourse turns civil, they win when they get you to shout. So let's be good Americans this 4th of July and speak with one another in good faith to enlighten and dispel myths. Bring enlightenment, dispel myths, share information. Think of it like BitTorrent. We're all sharing bits of information, and the bad information will get rejected. But you have to share it in order to find out where the bad information is. Okay, America. Until next time, peace out. Pogo Kiddo.